So what are the resources to support the energy efficiency skill sets? First thing I should say is that they're intended to be a basis for learning and assessment resources that will be developed by you as RTOs. So they're there to help you build your own resources that are going to be customised to suit your target group, your preferred methods of delivery, and your particular online systems and content management systems and so on. They might also be useful as professional development for trainers and assessors because they do explain some of the key concepts underpinning energy efficiency and provide some current examples of what businesses are doing. They can be mixed and matched with each other for a particular skill set or to go across different skill sets because they do focus on the concepts. And a concept might be relevant to a number of different skill sets. For example, benefit of cost analysis or prioritising different options for energy improvements. They would apply across a number of skill sets. There are 4 types of resources focusing on the aim of the skill sets and who they're for, some of the required knowledge in the skill sets and how it might be assessed, examples of how energy efficiency skills could be applied in the workplace, and explanation of some of the key concepts of energy efficiency. Keep in mind that they do not cover all of the requirements of the skill sets for either learning or assessment, and they don't provide completed, off-the-shelf, sort of ready-to-use resources. So if we have a look at the explanation of the skill sets first, you can see a screenshot there from the sustainabilityskills.net.au website where there's a page for each of the skill sets. You can see skill set 1 there, audit energy use. And the information in these web pages, it aims to help RTOs to choose which skill set to use in a particular situation and to interpret the skills and knowledge requirements for that AQF level. So the information could be used in developing your resources and when talking to potential clients about their needs. Could be information that helps you develop your training and assessment strategy, or could even assist you with information for potential students. So you can see there each skill set page covers the units in the skill set, the level and scope, the target group and who it's meant for, and a section there about how the skill set relates to the other skill sets, which we've touched on a couple of times already.
Online assessment ideas. We've chosen to call these ideas because we're hoping very much that you'll customise them to suit the particular sector that you're dealing with, that you will be able to utilise them and change them to best suit your own needs. So the assessment ideas provide guidance on developing online knowledge assessments for the skill sets. RTOs can adapt these to their own learning management systems. I know some of you are using Moodle, for example, but there's a whole range of different learning management systems that people are using. The assessment ideas target selected required knowledge and concepts from the skill set. We've particularly chosen to follow up on the ideas and the concepts and the skill sets that are not widely known, that people may have difficulty with, and so they cover the tricky things is what we're trying to say. We haven't written them to cover generic skills or skills that people in businesses may already have. The guidance explains the concept and maps it to the unit of competency. In this example, the concept is sustainability issues and interactions, and you can see there that the mapping is provided to the unit of competency and the elements, in this case, Element 1, Element 2, required knowledge, PC 1.2 and the range. For this skill set, there's also questions about carbon equivalence and identifying energy consumption. This is a sample question. It shows one way knowledge concept could be tested using online assessment. We're focused on formative knowledge assessment and questions, as this is something that lends itself to online functionality. Additional evidence, of course, would be required to show practical skills. There will be many other options you could use, and you're encouraged to adapt the question to suit the industry sector that you're working with. There is information about different sustainability in different industry sectors on the Sustainability Skills website. Instructional design is absolutely critical in e-learning, and you'll need to strategically use these questions in your program. We've provided 3 or 4 sample questions for each skill set, and you might like to mix and match them.
The next set of resources are a set of energy efficiency videos. These videos show how businesses have improved their energy efficiency, so real-life practical examples. We spoke to 5 businesses and an energy consultancy firm, and they explained some of their challenges and the drivers for energy efficiency, as well as how they went about making the decisions, making the improvements, and then they talk about the benefits that they've actually achieved. They're a snapshot, really, of how energy efficiency skills can be applied. They're organised around the key concepts. So you'll see there in the list, the topics are things like compressors, lighting, electricity demand and supply. So they're not a story just about one company, you know, how they started and where they ended up. There are several different companies talking about that particular aspect of energy efficiency. Each video is about 4 minutes long, and they're published to YouTube. You can search for them on YouTube, but you can also access them through the Sustainability Skills website. There's a page there called Energy Efficiency Videos, and on that page you'll see a thumbnail of all the different videos. At the moment we have 4 of them published, and the remainder, the other 4 of that 8 there, will be published over the next few weeks. So when you see that page and you see the thumbnails, you can actually click on the thumbnail and it will play in that web page, or you can follow the link through to YouTube and watch it by YouTube. The aim of these videos, they are for RTOs to use. We really want you to use them, so we're happy for you to embed them in your content management or online systems. We're happy for you to link to them. You can send learners to, you know, go and watch them on YouTube, whatever works for you. We're aware that some people can't access YouTube or work with clients in some businesses won't allow access, for example. If that's the case, we will make the files available. At the moment, they're not available from the website, so if you need them urgently, contact me. My contact details are at the end of the presentation. But the intention is to have them available as downloads from the Sustainability Skills website. We think that the videos might also be useful for RTOs as part of your professional development, because they do show these current examples from real businesses. We wanted to show you a snippet, very short section from one of the videos. I think Michelle's got that under control.
This will take 30 seconds once it's up and running.
In this sort of efficiency and sustainability area, cost is the major driver of either implementing or not implementing an idea.
Often there are risks and indirect costs to take into account.
LED lighting, which is the newest technology, very efficient but also quite expensive. Then there was a more efficient form of fluorescent lighting called T5 lighting. We ended up going with the T5 fluorescent lighting. Even though it's a little bit less efficient, even though it wouldn't save us quite as much energy, it was a more proven technology.
Okay, so that gives you an idea of the sorts of, the structure of the videos and the sorts of information that are in them. The next set of resources, here we go, is the webinar sessions. Now we've got 4 webinar sessions. This is the first one, obviously. For RTOs, and this is focusing on the energy efficiency skill sets and the resources. The other 3 cover key concepts and practices in energy efficiency, and we've grouped them into energy efficiency basics, making the energy efficiency improvements, and quantifying energy efficiency. These are going to be held live, and we've got the dates for those towards the end of the session. We'll also be editing them into shorter segments, and they'll be published again to YouTube and via that energy efficiency video page in the website. The first one, primarily for RTOs, this provides an outline of the skill sets and the resources, who they're for, and how the resources can help RTOs. The next session, Energy Efficiency Basics, is one of the three that focus on the energy efficiency concepts. And as Wendy said, we've tried to focus on some of the trickier concepts that underpin the skill sets. The webinars complement the videos. So the videos show what businesses have already done, and the webinars are able to go into a little bit more detail about the concepts and the practices that were put, that the businesses have used and relate to the skill sets. We do have some guest presenters in the webinars, and they're drawn from the businesses in the videos. The sessions are aimed at industry, learners and RTOs. So again, if there are segments from the webinars, once they're published, that are useful as part of your learning resources, we encourage you to use them. Making energy improvements, that looks at decision-making processes, so cost-benefit analysis, making the business case, modelling and testing the options to make sure, which is going to work and what's going to actually deliver the benefit. Quantifying energy use. This explains some of the techniques for measuring and estimating energy use, ranging from some simple calculations and broad estimates through to some more complex calculations that factor in more details about energy loss. We also cover carbon footprinting and where and how that might be useful in relation to energy efficiency.
So all of these resources are at www.sustainabilityskills.net.au. They're all free. They're free, available from that website, and we're aiming to make them as accessible for people as possible. The resources are under the Sustainability Skills Resources tab. The videos and webinar sessions are also on YouTube, so you can link or embed to them for your online training. You can download the files from the website if you need to use them from a hard drive. You'll still find the core unit resources and sector guides from the earlier version of this website, and the explanatory notes and assessment guides are now together on the first tab. Because we've developed these additional resources, the website's been revamped, revised, so it may look a little different if you're used to using it in the previous 12 months. We're very interested in your feedback. It does have a feedback tab on it, and so if anyone has any difficulties or suggestions of how we can improve the navigation of it, we'd be very pleased to hear about that. There is also a set of resources called the Embedding Energy Management Program, which targets management teams to help them plan out their energy strategies and embed them into business systems. And there's a flyer about the energy efficiency skill sets and resources and the embedding energy management, and that's what the links are that are sitting there in the chat box at the moment.